fascist is constantly said on the left. And so if you believe that, aren't you morally bound to cheat on his behalf? For example, if I were in Germany in 1932 during the elections that brought Hitler to power, I tell you, I would have cheated on behalf of any other party than Hitler's party.
Yeah.
Aren't you morally bound to cheat if you believe the man is a fascist?
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video. Dennis Prager went on David Pakman's show and absolutely schooled him on multiple topics. But this clip that I'm going to show you right here is one of the most brutal takedowns that I have seen of David Pakman and coming from Dennis Prager. Let's get into this clip here from the David Pakman show of David Pakman getting absolutely obliterated by Dennis Prager on the topic of stolen elections and other topics as well.
Today, we're going to be speaking for the first time, maybe not the last time, we'll see how it goes, with Dennis Prager. Many of you may know him from PragerU, from his radio program. He had a conversation not too long ago with our friend Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks. Dennis, welcome. It's great to speak to you today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Just to start, and this can be so quick and then we move on, just as a sort of sanity check, I've started to ask guests in this year, last year, the following question. Is there any way to accurately say that Donald Trump won the 2020 election? Just a simple answer if there is one, and if not, it's fine for you to explain further.
So I have a relatively simple answer, and I've given it from the election date to this day.
Yes, sir.
I am agnostic, which has satisfied neither the left nor the right.
Okay.
My colleagues on the right want me to say it was stolen, and people on the left want me to say we are certain it wasn't stolen.
Well, and half of the right also wants you to say that, right?
Half of the right wants me to. Oh, I wouldn't say half. I would say most people on the right believe it was stolen, or that there was a good chance it was.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, the thing is, even the people who don't think it was stolen, so like there was actual foul play within the election. So like they faked votes. Even the people who don't think that that's the case, there's still undoubtedly nefarious activity going on. Mark Zuckerberg has come out and said blatantly that there was nefarious activity going on, especially with the censorship of the Hunter Biden laptop story and all that stuff. Elon Musk with the Twitter files has revealed a few things, not as bad as we thought it was going to be, but it was a few things, you know, that definitely hindered Donald Trump's 2020 election, no doubt about it. So even the people who don't think that there was straight up fraud and you know, voter fraud, they still acknowledge the fact that there's stuff that happened on social media. There's censorship that's still happening right now. Try and Google something positive about Donald Trump. It doesn't come up. Try to Google something positive about Kamala Harris. It comes up instantly. Still happening right now. There's no doubt about it. And the left just wants to deny all of that. You know, they deny any sort of censorship on social media of the right wing. They deny any sort of fraud when it comes to the election. They deny all of it, you know, and all they talk about is J6, J6. They tried to overthrow democracy. It's like, dude, democracy's been overthrown a long time ago, if you want me to be honest with you. Like, that shit's gone. You know, our democratic republic is kind of out the window at this point. I understand that, you know, we still have the elections and everything, but it's kind of like for show now. I think the elections are more for show than anything. And maybe this next election will prove me wrong, but it just feels like a show. It feels like a charade. It just feels like a big act. Whenever you have all these large social media platforms censoring one side of the aisle and not censoring the other, and platforming the other, pushing the other one out into our faces, and censoring all the bad things about one and all the good things about the other, it's like, that's where our conversations happen. That's where votes are won or lost for these candidates. So if we're not allowed to talk on those platforms, we don't have a democracy. You know, we just don't. It's gone. It's over with.
What that gains us, but it's fair that you ask. See, it's funny. You regard that as a sanity check.
I do.
So, okay, so let me offer my sanity check.
Please.
Do you believe that men who say they're women can compete with women in women's sports?
I think in a lot of sports that does not make sense.
So how do you...
Was that the answer you expected? Because you did a little bit of a look to the side there. But did you think I was going to...
No, I didn't look to the side because I took off my earphones.
Understood, sir.
I realized that I don't need them.
Okay. But this is a different topic, Dennis.
I'm sorry?
It's a different topic. Do we want to close on the election first?
Oh, well, you said you just wanted to ask that question for a sanity check.
Okay, and you're agnostic is the answer.
Yeah. So I am agnostic because so many things happened that were odd or unique. Like it was the first time that a president had ever, an incumbent president had ever gotten more votes than he did in his first election and lost. That all the swing states went in his favor. That 17 of the 18 counties that are considered bellwether counties went in his favor. Those who think something bad happened are not out of their minds.
Okay. I mean, we don't have to make this the subject of the conversation, but things sometimes happen for the first time. I guess the question I would ask as a follow-up would be, did you see compelling evidence?
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
From any one state that suggests that Joe Biden lost it even though he was given the win? Is there a single state where you feel confident it was stolen?
Georgia might be one of them. Pennsylvania might be one. And of course, people say, because I love to have people I differ with on my show. And so I read the left. I only wish the left read the right as much as I read the left.
Well, I try to. But what evidence was there in Georgia?
You probably do. I think if you do, you're atypical. But in any event,
what's the Georgia evidence?
I'm told all the time that courts dismissed all these cases. That's true. But that's the tragedy. See, if I were an America-loving Democrat, and there are 11 America-loving Democrats, and there are America-hating Democrats. There are both. But there are America-loving Democrats. If I were one, I would say, please, let us air all of these complaints. Let us have some type, as close as we can, to some neutral authority. Not rule on it. Just allow the American public to hear what evidence there might be. And I'll add another thing. If one believes, and I'd love you to respond to this. If one believes that Donald Trump is a neo-Nazi fascist.
Something I've never said, but we could maybe find someone who believes that,
Well, okay. I believe you haven't said it, but
the entire left wing said it, though, so it doesn't really matter if David Pakman specifically has never said it. Also, with Dennis Prager's point there is like we should at least be able to hear out the facts, and that's the exact point that I was making earlier as well. It's like we don't live in a democracy anymore. Like it doesn't feel like one, at least. It doesn't feel like a democratic republic anymore. It doesn't feel that way, you know? So when everybody's fear-mongering about Donald Trump overthrowing democracy, it's like y'all overthrew that shit a long time ago. Like that shit's long gone because we're not going to be able to hear out the facts. And we're not able to hear out the facts on a lot of things. You know, you think about all the, not even the stuff that's censored by social media, the stuff that's held from us from our own government, by our own government, you know, all the CIA stuff, the FBI stuff that's classified, and, you know, the things get declassified over time. And the stuff that we find out is so insane. And we've been finding out such insane things and such insane lies that the people have been fed now that we're just desensitized to it. Like we all now see the lies happening in front of our faces. We see the evil stuff that the government is doing to us right in front of our faces, and we're just like, yeah, par for the course. So whenever Dennis Prager says we should at least be able to see the facts, it's like, of course we should, but nobody actually thinks that it's a possibility that we could see the facts. And honestly, there's 50% of the country that don't even want to see the facts. You know, the left wing doesn't even want to see the facts. The facts are basically never in their favor. So why would they want to do that anyway?
It's not germane to my argument, whether you said it or not. It's said often that he is a fascist. Excuse me, that he is a fascist is constantly said on the left, and so if you believe that, aren't you morally bound to cheat on his behalf? For example, if I were in Germany in 1932 during the elections that brought Hitler to power, I tell you, I would have cheated on behalf of any other party than Hitler's party. Aren't you morally bound to cheat if you believe the man is a fascist?
It's a really good point, and that's kind of what the Democrats do. They play on emotions more than anything. I know that's not the exact point that Dennis Prager is making. He's making the more appeal to morality, but it still is, at the end of the day, appeal to emotion, because you feel if you have a certain moral structure, you have moral beliefs, and then somebody like Hitler comes along and goes completely against every single moral that you have, you're going to feel emotions that compel you to do certain things, that compel you to cheat in order to try and get Hitler to lose the next election, or lose his spot at the top. And that's that's definitely what the Democrats do to their voter base. They say, yeah, we don't really have any positions, but Donald Trump is really evil, and he's going to overthrow everything. He is literally Hitler. Therefore, you have a moral obligation to vote for us. And I know Dennis Prager is referring to like the cheating specifically, but even if we're disregarding the cheating, you could just say the voting for us. You know, it's, oh, Donald Trump is completely against abortion. Donald Trump is for Project 2025. When he's said neither of those things, he's actually disavowed both of those things and said the opposite stance. He's not against abortion. He just wants to leave it up to the states. And he's disavowed Project 25 over and over and over again. But they keep fear-mongering that over and over again. So they're like, the leftists and the Democrats think, the Democrat voters think, well, I have a moral obligation to vote against this guy because he sounds really evil, right? He's going to overthrow democracy. He's a convicted felon. He hates abortion. He hates women. He hates black people. He's for Project 25, the super ominous, scary thing that actually isn't that scary and really isn't that bad if you really look into it. All these things, well, I have a moral obligation to vote against this guy, right? I have a moral obligation to try and cheat to make sure this guy loses. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about Dennis Prager absolutely schooling David Pakman here, and what do you think about the things that David Pakman and Dennis Prager talked about? Whose side are you on? Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Dennis Prager versus David Pakman situation.